Now, on this hour, I'm talking to the indefatigable, unmistakable, beautiful, talented, extremely humble Miss Rain Pryor.
Hello.
Known and loved you for just shy of a decade. It's been 8 years since you came and joined us in London.
Yeah.
And it's just lovely to have you on the show. So
thank you for having me. It's lovely to be in partnership with you guys.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I know that you recently went on a trip to Nigeria.
I did.
A sacred journey, but if you could just glean, share a bit of your experience. Is that the first time in the motherland?
It was my very first time in the motherland.
Wow, okay.
And my dad had gone several decades prior and had a very profound experience. And I went very open-minded because I wasn't sure what kind of experience I was going to have. But I went to do research and to gain more knowledge for a series that we're creating. And in that process, really found a very significant spiritual base and experience happened for me. Being there, that I think I can relate back to my dad, Richard Pryor, when he went back in the 70s. There's something as a Black American that's very significant, stepping into the motherland and nobody's looking around them for police officers or what they're doing. It's like a completely different experience and vibe that I really took to heart and kind of still am holding with me, that I wish every Black person in America could experience that, because I could never doubt who I am by that, being there, stepping on the land, going, oh, this is where we came from before the transatlantic slave trade, and how important that is also to get back to our indigenous roots of who we are and what we once believed. So
100%. Yeah. Wow. And I love what you said, because it's so true. Imagine a day, just a life where you're not conscious of your divine birthright of being a person of color, or being
right.
Black. And I think us in the diaspora, we're so conscious of our Blackness in a way that's, very victimizing and
absolutely,
negative. And you go outside and you're like, damn, am I going to experience any of those daily
right.
passive aggressive nonsenses that
are so
entrenched in sort of Western diasporic life? But when you go back home, there's just like a calm, because that's not going to be the drama today. Today is going to be hustling and haggling with the local people at the market.
Right, exactly.
Putting a little change in someone's pocket, and they need that change. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
cool.
And that's the difference. It was it was palatable. It was life affirming. It was beyond any Black consciousness that happened in the 70s in America, the 60s and 70s. It's so different. It's profound.
Amazing. And obviously, without saying too much about the project, which is looming, how do you feel that now that you've kind of really connected, that you'll be carrying, your sort of Africanness into your projects going forward?
Well, I'm excited about it. I'm very moved about it. I have a different perspective that I think I would not have had I not gone to the motherland. And it sparks so many different avenues of creation and ways to tell these authentic, real stories about Black experience, so to speak, that I'm excited about for the future and for everyone around me, because it's a journey that we all can go on, and we all can relate to. Any type of, when you have a hero's journey, we all relate to that. We all want to be a hero in some way, and so this allowed me and allows me to tell stories more authentically about those experiences.
Lovely. And Just for the record.
Without giving so much away.
Without giving so much away, just for the record.
Yes.
Are you basically saying that Richard Pryor is Nigerian?
Well, he is, because I have 26% Nigerian blood.
But that's what I wanted to get to.
Yeah.
So you did your DNA, because this is actually a big thing right now, in the sense that I feel like post-pandemic, a lot more people are asking, like, who am I?
Yeah.
What is my purpose? You know, after being locked up, locked down, locked away, in that sense, I think
I'm 34%, 34.6% sub-Saharan African, and I'm 21.6% Nigerian, and 30.5% West African.
So I'm doing a little,
Niger
right?
I know. So at least they were able to do that. But what's interesting, like, I don't know which tribe, which lineage I'm from.
That's right, and that makes sense.
My dad's not here to be able to do that.
Yeah.
But I'm excited when you have that personal connection. You feel like, I can definitely authentically tell the story because I'm a part of that line. Yes. I'm a part of who I'm speaking about. And so that's, when you talk about, any type of, especially if you're going to talk about African spiritualism in the context of how we view it in America, which is different. It's a way of life for me. So it's going to inform that. And also because then I have a rightful connection to the stories I'm trying to tell.
Fantastic. And Ray, lately you've been doing some bouts of directing for theatre.
Yes.
Talk to me about that experience.
Yes. I have a list of shows I've directed over the years. I ran a theater in Baltimore, Maryland for a year before my own solo show took off, and then went to, New York off Broadway. And I'm directing, a piece about Katori Halls called Hoodoo Love, about hoodoo and mixed in with love in a relationship during the 1930s. And so it's really exciting, again, to be able to tell our stories, but also as a director to have somewhat of a lived experience with concepts outside of the normal Judeo-Christian belief. Mm-hmm. and how that impacts us. And directing for me is a great way to show these pictures of what, like, you take what's in your mind and you get to create this picture on stage that people can feel, they can touch and smell and taste in a way. And that's exciting always, and also for Theater Resources Unlimited in New York, I've been asked to redirect a piece for a short film. And so that's really exciting that's, working with a wonderful Broadway actress, Daryl J, to do that, and some great technical crew to make this, a very exciting, authentic piece about a Black woman who's going through infertility.
Timely as ever, but I think things like that, like women's issues, fertility, colorism, all different things. I'm loving that it's finding its way into either film or definitely theatre. It's so nice that these things are now sort of like not taboo, and we can
not at all
to actually educate whilst entertain, obviously.
Absolutely.
Do you find that there's like a different energy when you're doing theatre from film, or do you find that you bring your same sort of head to
I bring the same sort of preparedness and enthusiasm, excitement, all of it to each thing, because to me, I'm just creating pictures. One might be more proscenium, and the other one you can add a more three-dimensional layer to it, and one you're setting up a scene list, and the other one you're setting up your shot list, right. So it all kind of, to me, similar, works very well. But I'm also, I think, because of my theater experience, allows me to be more of a actor's director, as opposed to a director that directs actors. Sure. I can relate to what the actor might be experiencing in that moment, and have a little more, I think, empathy to how to convey what it is I need and want from them better in that situation, to me,
Yeah, no, makes sense. Makes sense. And also, just thinking back to the film that we showed at Buff, That Daughter's Crazy. How do you think you've grown as a performer, but also as an individual since that title?
You know, so much. Well, first of all, that was so many years ago. And when you think about, you know, I'm an older woman. I'm at a different place in my life, emotionally, intellectually, spiritually, you
Mhm.
know. So looking back, it's something that, you know, I think at some point I may want to re-explore, reopen,
Maybe like
and
a That Daughter's Crazy too, or maybe
do
that,
right, exactly.
oh yeah, or that date Daughter's Woke.
Right.
Because like crazy, you know, like wokeness
Exactly.
and crazy. It's almost like there's a fine line,
Right.
isn't there? Like, because
Yeah.
sometimes I think it's like the Seal song, you know, sometimes you have to get a little crazy. You
Right.
actually lift the lid off and
Yeah.
get to the truth, you know,
Yeah. Because
like we are.
that's what it takes. You know, we all
Yeah.
have to uncover, discard, and go through a process. You know, even my story from then has changed. So, you know, and performed it many times in a different way with an actual director this time. You know, so there's a difference from what we saw from That Daughter's Crazy to, you know, the fried chicken and latkes that was, and now it's kind of sits somewhere pretty on a shelf because I'm in a new, you know, a new creation. I'm birthing a new child with,
Mm.
you know, this series. So it's exciting.
No, it is definitely exciting. So talk to me about your process in the sense of approaching Buff Studios, Buff Originals to get on board. Why did you feel compelled to reach out to us?
You know, why I felt compelled to reach out to you and Emmanuel is because I felt a connection when we first met. I felt an authenticity in who you are and how you both present yourselves, your interest. And I felt safe to share it with you. I felt safe to show you um, an idea, a first draft of, you know, what I was thinking I wanted to go.
Mm.
And I was right. My intuition, you know, I rely a lot on that. And so my intuition was correct in that because you both came aboard and have been nothing but I've learned so much. So it's like, I feel like that's the thing. It's a very give and take relationship. We learn and we're growing with each other and we're exploring and creating. And in that, you know, learning more about the business of show business and selling projects and making things happen and, you know, budgets and all that. It's so exciting. And as a team, I think we all work very well because we all recognize our skill sets and we bring them to the table, but we never diminish each other's capabilities. And you can't find that everywhere. So
Mm.
there's no other choice for me than Buff Films, you know, to work together.
Yeah, no. It's been
And you know, I don't have to say that because you're my friends
I know,
too.
and I'm right here, like Rain, you better.
Right.
No, but you know,
It's so easy because it's truth, you know, that's what's exciting about it.
no, I feel really humbled and honored to be the exec producer on your show. And you know, it sat in my in tray for like a month or so, only because you know, you kind of get on your trajectory of like, right, new year, new me, 2022, I'm
Absolutely.
working on this, I'm working on that. And then, you know, you came along during Christmas and it was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna have a look at it. But I remember like reading like the first 4 pages and I was like, oh my God, what is this?
There's
No, I
something
don't.
here,
There's
right?
something here. And I think it was the big rat running across. No, no, I'm going to be on you forever about this big rat. But no, it was just,
It's so Baltimore, that's why it's so funny.
we need to give him or her a name. But it was just the whole setup. And again, I'm not going to go into. I so want to talk about it, but
Right, right.
obviously there's a divine time to talk about this project.
Yes, yes.
But we can allude to it, and obviously, you know, this is the reason why we are on this kind of journey to Cannes
Yeah.
and the Cannes Film Festival. Have you been to Cannes before?
You know, I haven't. So
Wow.
this was my first time. Yeah.
Yeah. And are you looking forward to what sort of things are you looking forward to doing at Cannes?
You know, I'm looking forward to meeting and being inspired and inspiring others, you know, the same way that I came to you guys for our project is the same feeling I want when we go, to Cannes and the stars aligned, like to make it happen.
No,
so I'm really enjoying, I'm at a place in my life where I'm really enjoying taking the journey. I don't have a lot of expectations anymore. I just kind of show up and go, I know where I'm supposed to be, and that's the place I'm supposed to be. So, let's do it.
And you're actually the mother of a teenager who's a budding artist herself. What is it like watching somebody's art come to life?
I love the process of creation, and as a woman, our whole sense of being is about creation and bringing things into life and watching it to completion. And so watching, my daughter become this budding artist and getting into a prestigious art school in Baltimore, Maryland is a joy. Yeah, it's a joy. And that's where she'll start her high school year doing what she loves to do, because I really feel when we raise people up to learn all that they can learn about something they're passionate about, they'll be able to succeed, and it will align them very well with their, destiny. So I'm excited for that. As a parent, it's wonderful.
Cool. Yeah. Well, Rain Pryor, thank you so much for joining us on the Screenlately show.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. As a ritual, we ask, and you might not have something that comes to mind, but what is your favorite soundtrack from a movie?
My favorite soundtrack from a movie. Gosh, that's so funny. I don't have a favorite soundtrack, but because I don't know the name of it, but and that's so funny. Of course, as you ask me, then my mind goes out. So I don't want to say The Color Purple, but that is one of them. But
oh no, that's okay. We can find a track.
No. It's so funny, Claire, that you would ask that, because and that's what I hate, that I don't remember the name of the film, but it's a recent film, Black film, that's in the Old West. So that soundtrack blew my mind. It was perfect. The way the music wove into the scenes, it didn't distract. Even though it was contemporary, it didn't distract from the visual. It added to the visual. And so I was hooked. Like it just,
Don't worry if you can't remember.
Sorry, I can't.
Oh, well, darling, how dare you come to an interview?
Oh, right. No.
Oh, it's so much fun. I know, we are crazy. I look forward to giving you a massive hug in Cannes.
Yeah, me too.
Just lots of love to you. Thank you for your time tonight. Really generous of you.
Always. Generous of you to ask me, Claire.
Love you. We're gone. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Let me stop recording 1 sec. How are you, man?